There are so many people out there who are working so hard and achieving so little. There are tons of people out there doing that. I was a perfect example of that. For many years of my life, through most of my 20s, that's exactly what I was doing. I was working fucking multiple jobs. I had two jobs, full time, and I had a part time job. All I was doing was making little bits of money, $18 an hour, $15 an hour. I think my other job, my part time job, paid like $12 an hour. That's it. I was making shit money and I was making the most minimal impact on the world, on my community that you could imagine. I wasn't doing much. I was hardly noticeable. Looking back on it, I did so little. One of the jobs I absolutely loved. I was so proud of doing it. But in all honesty, it was all bullshit. It was all bullshit. I wasn't doing much for myself. I was just barely making enough to support me and my wife while we were going to school. And I was going to school full time. It was nothing, right? I was working really hard and achieving so little. And let me talk about somebody I just ran into yesterday. So I was at a sandwich shop, like a Subway's, Firehouse Subs, whatever, right? And I was ordering food there, just getting a sandwich. And there was a guy there who, young guy, seemed kind of smart, had glasses on. And I'm like, he doesn't look like the kind of guy who'd probably be like this is not going to be his career. Some people, you could tell they just gave up. They're like in their 40s, 50s, they're working, they don't give a shit anymore. But this guy, was young, a little energetic and all that. Was very pleasant and had a very good demeanor, but also very quiet. And he took my order or whatever. I came back to the shop to order something else from him, and I asked him. I said, "Hey, by the way, what are you doing? Are you like going to school or something?" He says, "No, I'm done. I've actually I'm done with school and I studied history." And I was like, history, cool. Like, I love history. I love military history, ancient history, that kind of stuff, American history. And, but here he is working in a sandwich shop. So I talked with him a little bit and whatnot. But ultimately, right, here's a guy who has a degree. He has a bachelor's in history from a decent school. But here he's working in a fucking sandwich shop, working very hard and doing jack shit with his life and with his degree. He could be out there teaching history, he could be teaching in a high school, elementary school, college level, right? He could get somewhere. He could be working at a museum. He could start a history fucking channel. I don't know what it is, but surprise, surprise, I'm the kind of person who actually wants to meet with him and see if I could help him out a little bit. And figure out what does he want to do. But that's a perfect example of somebody out there who has great potential, right? To be a history student, you're pretty much an intellectual and you're smart. You're a smart person. You went to college, you studied something that most people might find boring or too difficult to understand. Or what's the value in studying history? What's the point of understanding what humanity's transgressions and lessons are from the past, and so that we don't repeat them, things like that. It takes a higher form of thinking and intellectualism to comprehend and to actually enjoy studying that kind of stuff, to the point that you go out and get a degree. I love history, but I prefer to go study business because I knew there was no money in history. So, point being is that many people are out there who have the potential to do more, to have more, to be more. But they're not doing anything with it. They're just working their ass off, fucking picking up bricks, setting them down, laying down mortar, putting up roofs, whatever it is that they're out there doing, and they could have more. You can have more. I'm talking to you because you are that history student working in a sandwich shop. You are that guy who passed law school but can't pass the bar exam and fucking is working at a Starbucks right now. You are that person who has potential for more. You just need to change your mindset. If you see an opportunity to talk with somebody, like this kid at the sandwich shop ran into me, he immediately reached out to me after I gave him my phone number, texted me and said, hey, let's meet up, let's grab a coffee or something like that. I'm like, fuck yeah, you do need a fucking coffee with somebody like me. You need somebody like me to help you realize, hey, you can do much more. If you're stuck, if you want to fucking work in a college, right, and you want to be a history professor, guess what? You need to get a PhD. Are you working on getting your PhD? Are you scared? Are you scared of the loans? Like, what are you doing? Oh, you can go to college for free? By what? Oh, having scholarships. Have you applied to any? Do you know how to apply for them? I mean, there's things that this guy can do. There's no fucking excuse why he can't be teaching history somewhere at a college level, which is one of the hardest places to do it. You could be teaching teaching history at a high school, at a local school. There are plenty of paths of opportunity, but he shouldn't be fucking making sandwiches if that's not his calling in life, because it clearly isn't. So in your case, take a second to stop and look at what you have and what you're doing and say, am I achieving everything that I am? Because 6 years ago, when I was on that journey, I was thinking to myself, I could never live in a place like this. I could never have these kinds of things because my mindset wasn't there. But I knew that I was meant for more, and I figured out the path. So you do the same fucking thing. Don't be out there fucking making sandwiches or working some shitty job if that's not your purpose. Don't be one of those people.